Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. I have my HB90 notebook as well as my planner in front of me. These are the two tools that I use most frequently to keep me on track. I have already updated my HB90 notebook for the month. This is where I keep all the tasks that I am not currently working on for the week. I do try to update my tasks usually about a week and a half before the new month starts. Otherwise, if I waited until the month actually started, then I would already be behind. So I did go ahead and set up my HB90 notebook. If you missed that video, I will go ahead and link it down below. If you're new or you missed it, I also do goal setting at the beginning of each quarter, and I will link that as well because if you don't set up the goals in the projects, it's hard to get down to the task level. Dig into my actual planner, the first tab that I like to go to is the monthly tab, and I am not sharing that at this point because I have written in some details that I don't really want to share at this point just for safety reasons. I also like to check in on my weekly spread pretty much whenever I get into my planner. So I'm just taking a quick look at this and making sure that I am on track for the week. Then I go into my trackers. And when you look at this, you can either tell that I did not do any of these things or I stopped tracking. I just did not fill them out. Then came 75 soft, and again, I was doing pretty good the first few weeks, but then I stopped tracking. And I just think that this is not the season of life for me to have 100 trackers. So for now, I'm just going to take these things out. This tracker tracks whether or not I've closed all 3 of my rings on my Apple Watch. I think I counted 13 days in April, but clearly much better than February or March. So I'm hoping to just continue to be more consistent rings. So I do want that one to be first. I did add a few miles, not a lot. So I think I'll put those few things in front and then I'll go ahead and put the daily spread record for tarot. Then when we turn the next page, that is where I am starting to focus on my 2025 goals. And those include reading 25 books, creating 25 scrapbooking pages, and taking 25 adventures. I am up to 15 books for the year, so that's wonderful. 2 books this month, almost a third, but I think the audiobook that I'm listening to right now is like 11 hours long or something like that. So it's taking quite a while to get through. I am also still in the process of reading The Silent Patient. Have any rules that qualify things as adventures, but I do foresee some of my future trips having sub-adventures within them, if that makes sense. But sometimes we take trips and we just relax or we have work to do or things like that. But other trips we go hiking or kayaking or things like that. So any of those sub adventures, I will count them as an adventure as well. Otherwise, I may never hit 25 because I doubt I'll take 25 trips this year. I also don't have to take a trip or go away from my area in order to have an adventure, but the weather has not been cooperating with me so far this year, but I'm hoping to get some local adventures in as well. But three so far for the year, and I have one big one planned for May. Hopefully, as summer rolls around, I'll be able to fit in more. But looking at this sheet, I really need to set aside a day or two to work on scrapbook pages. I was invited to a group that gets together monthly to create scrapbook pages, but I'm just not sure I'm ready to commit that kind of time and also including packing and unpacking for each get together. So I've been debating that in my mind. I just don't want to join and then flake out immediately after starting. Then I have my health tracker and my numbers aren't great. It will be okay, I know. I just need to get back into all the things that I know how to do. The good thing is I was able to cut out Dr. Pepper and it hasn't been super painful. So I am happy about that. I feel like that's one big step in the right direction. All in all, I do need to just move more and limit my eating hours. So I did finish three books this month. I think I said two earlier. I'm up to 15 total books, but I read three this month. One was How to Keep House While Drowning. It was really good. Goodbye Things, I did make it through the book, but it didn't really resonate with me because it was written by a man in Japan who it was just him. He did not have a family that he lived with, and parts of it could carry over, but for the most part, it was not a book for me. And then last but not least, I read Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain. And if you are into restaurants and chefs and things like that, it's a really good book. So I would highly recommend you picking that up if that is something that interests you. Then we'll go on to the Making All the Plans stats tracker, and numbers have dropped. Some are starting to recover, some are still going down. So I really want to dig into my stats for the last couple of months and see if I can figure out what's going on and maybe change some things up, change some videos, things like that. So we'll just have to see what happens in the next couple months as I tweak and tune my processes. I do also have last year's stats in here as well, just so I can refer back to them. And I did see a dip about the same time last year, so I'm trying not to overreact. Now I have my routines and resets pages. I think I'm going to leave them as they are for right now. This month went fairly well. The only thing that I might decide to add in is some more reading blocks. But when I'm not traveling, this works out very well. The problem is I did a lot of traveling and I had some big projects at work that required me to be in the office more than my required 2 days a week. So, as I'm looking at my goals, have I been hitting those goals? Yes and no. And this is why I am enjoying my quarterly goals over my monthly goals the way that I used to do it. If I have one bad month or one month that's not perfect, it is not going to kill my goals. And if you've been along with me for my dryer saga that is still not completely finished, you know that it is pretty easy to get thrown off track when things like that take up a huge chunk of your time. But I have been able to shift things around a little bit, and I don't feel so defeated as I would if April was the start and the end of the goals. But I do take time at the end of every month to reflect upon what happened, what I'm doing good at, what I need to improve on. And I really feel like that is the cornerstone of this whole system is that reflection piece. The last thing that I want to take a peek at is this routine home maintenance sheet, just to give it a quick look and make sure that I am on track for the things that I need to complete in Q2. I will say that it isn't super warm here consistently, so some of these things it's just not quite the right time to do. Probably within the next week or so, I'll be able to start hitting these tasks pretty hard. So that was just a quick touch point for the month. Let me know down below if you liked this goal check-in better than the ones where I spend the time writing all of the items in. I'm very curious which one you preferred. But I hope everybody has a great May, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.